Hi guys, I'd like to show you your export setting on your deliver page, how you can export your video high quality, how you can also compress the same video as smaller file size. So let's say this is our video here, we're done editing this video and we want to export it or deliver it, render it. You come to the deliver page of DaVinci Resolve. Once you come here, now this is what you would get. So now let me run you through the setting. The file name, this is where you name your file, your video. So let me just say music video. Location, when you click your it will take you to where you want your video to go to. If it's on your desktop or on your external hard drive, you pick the location there. Single file, individual clips. Single file means everything will be, every cut you've done will be exported as one video, which is what you want. Individual files means that every cut that you did will render individually. So which means if you had 50 cuts, you're going to have 50 short videos. That's what individual clip is. So most of the times you want to leave it an individual single clip rather. The video obviously gives you the video setting. Audio is if you want to export the render the audio alone, okay? And your file just gives you a file setting section. All right, so here we are at video. So you come here, file format. There are different formats, right? Because you want your video to be able to play on every platform, to be able to play on the phone, on a computer, on a tablet, on whatever gadget, on the television, on Windows, Mac, Linux computer, it's always safe to put it at MP4 because MP4 is a user-friendly format. The QuickTime format, which is a default format, is mostly works for Mac. All right, Mac and Apple. So which means your video might not necessarily play on Windows, or you might need a kind of to download a kind of player on your Windows for it to play. So you just want to be on the safe side and put it on MP4. Codec, leave it at H.264. This is a user-friendly codec. Every other setting you want to leave it like that. Resolution, you want it to go with your timeline resolution. Very important. Your frame rate, yes, by default it will set itself to your video frame rate, and you want to leave it that way so it can play properly. You don't need to change that. And then the quality, this is where I'm going to speak a lot. Here in the quality, by default it goes on automatic, which works for all your videos, right? You leave it at automatic. But what if you want to compress your video? Let's say your 2-minute video gives you a file size of 5 gig, but you want it to be smaller to like maybe 200 megabyte, 100 megabyte, 50 megabyte, depending on what you're going for. What you have to do is you come here to restrict to. When you come to restrict to, this number becomes active. By default it's 80 kilobyte per second. So you want to reduce the number drastically. So I'm going to click it and then I can put maybe 2000, right? It shouldn't be lower than 1000, right? I can put 2000, and with this 2000, this is my compression value, right? It's my compression value. When you leave it at 2000 and I render it, if the file size comes down to, let's say, 1 gig, and I feel it's still too big, I might as well change the number from 1000 to from 2000 to 1000, but in a situation where 1000 still gives you a big file size, then you can reduce it further to lower than 1000. You just use whatever number you want to use, and once you see the exported video, if it looks clean enough and you're happy with the file size, then that's good. If you're not happy with the file size, you can further reduce it. But in a case where you reduce it and the file size is okay but the video is not looking clean, then you know that the compression on the video is too much, so you need to increase the number, and which will also increase your file size, and you would get a reasonable and clean video. Every other thing you leave it as default, okay? And then in case you have captions on your video, right, then that is where you come to subtitles setting. All right, and you highlight this export subtitles. So if you want your subtitles to be embedded in your video, then you just come here and say burn into video. right? You do that so that your captions will be included in your exported video, and then you click here, add to render, right? Add to render, and then once you do that, it's gonna appear here. This is showing because I didn't select where the video should go to, but let me just click it, and but once you do, it comes here, and then you can just render your video. As simple as that. Thank you.